Spoke to Biggie yesterday. Told me him and Pac was partners. They playing spades. It's a new group. Ali and Left Eye recording. Richard Pryor doing interludes and Big L on the shit.
Mm.
JMJ sent a message for 50. Told me I gotta wait till I meet him to send it. Easy E told me rep that fifth letter. Malcolm X told me to get it by any means necessary. Martin Luther said the dreams come true. Johnny Cochran said he got me if them rap cops is rude. Tookie told me take care of my team. And no matter what I do, make sure I keep my dignity. I even saw my grandparents that I never met. They told me they watching over my steps. Then Johnny Carson interviewed me on his couch. Soulja Slim said he proud of his niggas down south. Even Pun said he feeling my shit. Bloodshed said he proud of his Dipset clique. It's crazy, man. Y'all ran into Emmett Till. Said he wish he never took that trip. He thinks about it still. Uncle Cleophas telling me stop smoking. Atlanta was right there like they never crossed over. Even got some advice from David Ruffin. Told me don't lose your head or you end up with nothing. I must be going off the piff, homie. See for that, my mind's playing tricks on me. That project to me, the idea behind it is like a lot of people have this idea that New York is a certain era. And there was a certain era where New York kind of, if you want to call it, dominated things. And then there've been a whole lot of people recently saying we need to bring New York back. We need to bring New York back. My thing is we don't need to bring the old back because those artists in that time weren't doing what had been done before them. They were
Right.
creating something that was fresh at the time. So with E1009, I want to create something that's fresh and relevant now and relevant 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Something where people can go back and listen to it and say, I remember when nobody was thinking this way. You know, like I remember Illmatic, and I remember I hadn't really heard anything that sounded like that at the time.
Right.
I remember Reasonable
No one
Doubt,
had.
and you know, all of these albums were the cornerstones of that era. There's no reason that a Charles album, a Mickey album, a Sky album, a Stimuli album, a Torre album, a Esso album. There's no reason that these albums can't be those same cornerstones for this group. The thing is, we can't think while we're laying that foundation that we're doing something that's been done before, because that's how we're gonna lose. And I think that that's the whole idea behind it is to be a little bit forward thinking. Everybody has their different role that they're gonna play in laying that foundation. Everybody has a different position to play, and we're not all gonna sound the same. We're not all gonna think the same way about the same topics. But that's the beauty of it, is that there are gonna be people who identify with me. There'll be people who identify with Sky, people who identify with Tor, people who identify with Mickey. Now, our job is, if we're close enough, if we can stay tight knit enough, is to blend in with each other and kind of like make it so that you see that my direction isn't that far from their direction, isn't that far from his direction,
Right.
so that we all kind of lift each other at the same time.
Well, so talk to me about the first mixtape that won the UMA. You're talking about, it was an introduction,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
like
The
that.
first joint that I did was called Esso Volume One, History in the Making. Put that out in late 2006, hosted by Sycamore. It was about 15, 16 tracks. Majority of them was, industry beats, because I wanted people to get familiar with me.
Right.
But like the thing with my mixtape projects is that I like taking my time with them. Like that one, we might have put together over the course of 6 or 7 months, because one, it was like me coming into my own as an artist, and also just getting more comfortable with writing hooks and writing full songs.
Right.
Because I don't want to be the type of person where the one thing you can't. I want to be the type of person where the one thing you can't say about me is that I can't write a song. You can't say that. There's no way, because from the first mixtape to the second to the third, there have been songs that I feel like if I would have had the right push, or maybe had a little bit more money behind the projects, that they could have taken off. So
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter first, as opposed to being someone that just goes off with 300 bars and all sorts of craziness. There's a time and a place for that also. And don't think I won't bust your fucking head if you think I can't. But when it comes to really focusing, I think that's the thing that sets some of my projects apart from some of the other artists that may be coming out is just the way that I think and the way that I wrap my head around songs. And that's probably, besides just having a strong hustle and being able to get those votes, because it wasn't like a panel voting, it was the world voting. So to be able to do something like that my first time out, like that was like seriously like one of the better moments that I've had so far.
Or, and you know what I mean, like we definitely celebrate like artists that have like obviously made major career moves for themselves,
Right.
independently. So unsigned hype, CMJ, that's like that's a big step in an artist's career, being a part of that whole festival. Obviously mixtapes, you're getting the blog love now. You know what I mean? As far
Blogs
as like
are the new mixtapes.
yeah,
Like they're changing their blogs, and iTunes have kind of like single-handedly changed the way that people get music, because you don't have to get an album now. You could get that one song that you like. You don't even have to get a mixtape now. You can get that one song that you like off of that mixtape. So it's kind of crazy that, but it's a good thing at the same time, because I have good relationships with certain blogs. Like Two Dope Boys always shows love. Like I get that Now Right Love every once in a while. I ain't that huge yet to be on there every time out, but you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, and like I have a good relationship with all of them. So things are progressing, and it's nice to be able to know that if I record a song, because I record in my crib, like I could record in my bedroom, mix it down, send it out, and people could be hearing it within a matter of 20 minutes.
yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. As an unsigned artist, as someone that's really doing it on their own, to have access to those audiences, everybody doesn't have that. I don't give a fuck if you like it or you don't, and I could care less who buy it or who don't. It really don't matter at all to me. I'ma be here even if the sky fall on me, which I guess wouldn't hurt too much. This is priceless. Success, is it worth as much? Middle finger if I did think it's worth a fuck. Thinking euros cause it's worth way more than a buck. And I don't believe in luck, I believe in myself. And the higher power I'm supposed to be in myself. If I'm built in his image, God must have been a fly nigga. Selfish denim V-neck and tilted and wide fitted. Cause that's me to a T, and the T says why not? Cause that's what I be. What up, I be? Let me ask my blunt before I stun and keep it all the way blunt. Cunch jump when I pump my shit. My block love me, they bump my shit. Ain't got an email blast for them to fuck with the kid. Couple chicks fucked up, they can't fuck with the kid, cause one woman lucked up and got stuck with the kid. And it's usually not me to just fuck with one chick, but if you get one that's right, gotta ride it like a stick transmiss. And I ain't even gotta pause my shit. A no homo, cause you already know what it is. I'm so sick of cliches, so I threw those in, just to show you how easy cliches fit in. If it was cliche, it wouldn't be my shit, unless something I said now becomes cliche in the near future. Surgical flow, it's just a suture. Beats an open wound, this the surgical maneuver.
Alright.
Something like that. Just
When's that one
thinking out
dropping?
loud part 6,
When's that one dropping?
That's gonna be coming out as soon as I turn the beat up in Pro Tools. I gotta go home and fuck with that now. Shouts to my man Reality, the whole SRC
Reality,
side of
if they
things.
didn't know, Reality is the hardest working A&R and the most diligent A&R
Reality is a beast,
in the industry.
man. If Reality don't know who you are, then you might need to reevaluate. For real. Because that's all I'm saying.
He's got his ear to the
He
street.
runs the showcases. If you don't know who you are, chances are you aren't.
All right, Esso, we appreciate you being here, man.
Absolutely, man. Loud Favors, SRC, John Public.